What's going on, guys? Today is Tuesday, September 4th, 2018. So what's going on in the world of crypto today? So really to get things kicked off, market cap finally got above $240 billion. This is the global market cap. Finally got above $240 billion again for the first time since the very beginning of the month when we were kind of plunging through 250. And of course, when we broke 250, we fell way below 240. We fell all the way down to 220, and then eventually all the way down to less than 200 billion. So currently we are above 240, very slightly right now. You can see that's kind of acting as resistance most likely, but I could see us going up in the near term as well. This entire uptrend seems to be continuing, but if we look in the top coins, we do see a best performer. We see Litecoin here up almost 6%, currently with a market cap of almost $4 billion and $68.59. Other than that, we do see a lot of coins kind of slowly inching up day by day. Just continuing this uptrend, we have Neo up almost 10%, Amize Go. We have a lot of top coins here. And since Litecoin is up, I just want to draw your attention very briefly on the daily. Potentially, what we're seeing Litecoin at right now, right at that 50-day moving average. If we would break that, that would be awesome. We would need to see continued momentum in the entire market. But again, guys, pretty good. Litecoin has a lot of ground to make up. So, never financial advice, but investing at Litecoin at these prices is probably a decent play just because it is so far down from what it was in terms of overall valuation. I believe it's still over like 80% down. Very low, especially compared to a lot of other coins here. So, picking up Litecoin even at these prices after the slight run-up it's had for a day or two, probably still not a bad move. These are probably still good levels to pick Litecoin up at. And I do want to look at Bitcoin just before we get into the rest of the video in terms of price. If you've been following these videos for the past 2 weeks or so, you know why this line is here, that I just copy and pasted it from the last run to see how similar it was in terms of trajectory there. But again, I like the fact that the trajectory that we've seen for this last run beginning pretty much kind of near the end of August has been so much slower, so much, potentially healthier than the previous run-ups. I mean, again, really quickly, I just want to draw your attention to the fact that within 3 days, from July 15th to 18th, Bitcoin went from 62 all the way up to $7,400. So over $1,000 gain in 3 days, and that's not what we're seeing here. It's slower, it's steadier, potentially healthier. Same exact thing here, like this massive candle here from one single day, 67.58 all the way to 8,000 US dollars, over $1,300 gain in one single day there. And the story has already been written in regard to what happened after those run-ups. You saw that they were brought back down to the 6,000 level pretty much. Same thing here. So what's different this time potentially? Just looking very basically here is just, it's not going as ridiculously fast in terms of daily candles, in terms of how much price gains are happening every single day. It's been more of a slow, respectable climb up to try and touch this trend line here. And I mean, really, these two last run-ups do look much more similar in terms of the movement than the one we've seen, or the one that we're kind of living through right now. Again, huge candle up, consolidation, huge candle up pretty much. Huge candle up, consolidation, huge candle up. This, not really the same. It's kind of more just a slow and steady trajectory up to the trend line. So we'll see how that goes. So the first article I wanted to draw your attention to was this CoinDesk article published by, once again, Amkar Godboll on CoinDesk.com. So the title here is Bitcoin Price Indicator Turns Bullish for the First Time in 8 Months. So I want you, again, to take this lightly, take it with a grain of salt, because these articles are, of course, written to entice you, to make you want to read them. So sometimes the titles seem like pretty eye-catching, like, this hasn't happened in 8 months. So let's just take a look here and see what the article is all about. So the list of indicators signaling a long-term bullish reversal in Bitcoin continues to grow with each passing week. So this article in particular is about the MACD histogram, which is moved above zero, turned bullish for the first time since January. The MACD, which oscillates above and below the zero line, is one of the most popular technical indicators used to determine a trend's reversal and momentum. A bearish to bullish trend change is confirmed when the histogram moves above the zero line. On the other hand, a bearish reversal is confirmed when it dips below zero. And so you can see basically what they have this chart here The weekly chart, as seen in the chart above, the histogram has moved above the zero line for the first time since January. More importantly, the bullish turn in the MACD is accompanied by a falling channel breakout, which they state here is a bullish pattern. So that's all I want to cover in regards to this video. There are some technical indicators, at least according to this article, as well as some TA personalities out there saying that this run-up is different from the last. But again, guys, be very cautious. Every single time that we have had a breakout, and what I mean by that is this situation here, and this situation here, and even the situation here, every single time that has happened, people have claimed, this is the one to start the next run. So basically, I'm just saying that to be cautious, not to get overly excited and throw everything into a portfolio right now, but to be cautiously optimistic about everything and take this news for what it is. What I mean by that is, the MACD crossover did happen. Does that mean we're going straight to 10,015? Nobody knows, but, take it with a grain of salt. Then published on CCN.com, I know we talked about Bitcoin ETFs and how unimportant they are for the space. And even Andreas Antonopoulos, if you follow Bitcoin, you know who he is. He thinks that a Bitcoin ETF will be damaging for the space. And I don't disagree with him on that either. I don't necessarily think ETFs are going to be great for the space. But nevertheless, this article is titled Bitcoin ETF will likely be approved next year, according to an asset manager. As you all know, I'm sure, there have been numerous Bitcoin ETFs filed and denied this year already, and basically that has not deterred other people from submitting them to the SEC's table, pretty much, albeit with revised and supposedly improved details. The article also states here some have predicted an ETF would be the catalyst that the market is waiting for before its next phase of another bullish run. Again, I don't believe that anymore. There was a time for sure that myself, as well as essentially everybody in the world, was excited. An ETF would bring us out of this doom and gloom market. But I think those times have passed. I think people definitely compare an ETF to kind of what the futures did in terms of manipulation, and could just bring about more manipulation for institutions and traders to kind of mess with the market. Whether or not that is the case, especially if the ETF we're talking about is a physically backed one, such as the VanEck ETF, that has yet to be seen. But the article ends here. Considering the details of the VanEck SolidX ETF proposal, for which the SEC has set a review date of September, the duo expects another shift in the deadline. Most likely, what it's saying here is that the approval date, if there would be one, would be sometime in 2019, not 2018. But again, guys, crypto will, in the long run, maybe be better off without an ETF. But this article pretty much points out that it is inevitable, probably. People are going to keep submitting these. Institutions are going to keep submitting these, and realistically, one of them is probably going to stick, whether that's 2019 or sooner or later. Most likely, this could definitely just be something we have to accept in terms of cryptocurrency. And finally, we have a post on CCN.com. It's titled here, Former PayPal CEO Brands Bitcoin a Cult, Trashes the use case. So right off the bat, we want to look at the title here. The former PayPal CEO brands Bitcoin a cult. So why would a former PayPal CEO, or somebody kind of tied historically with PayPal, probably still in some kind of business related to PayPal, why would somebody like that want to put out negative press or FUD about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency? I think the motive kind of goes without saying there, so I don't want to spend too much time on this. But according to this individual, Bitcoin is not instant, free, scalable, efficient, secure, globally accepted, or useful. He says that Bitcoin is none of those things. So guys, that pretty much sums it up. That sums up cryptocurrency. Bill Harris, the former CEO of PayPal, states that Bitcoin isn't useful, it's not free, it's not all of those things, and just that PayPal and traditional methods of payments through banks and institutions are the way to go. So not much we can do. He also calls Bitcoin a cult. I don't know if I can really debate that. There are people that are really passionate about cryptocurrency, and calling it a cult probably isn't too far off kind of from the mentality, although it's not a bad thing. People are very passionate about crypto, and they think it'll be the future. They want it to be the future. So calling it a cult, I can't really criticize him for that. But I think he's absolutely wrong on every other point he made in the article. All right, well, thanks for coming by, guys. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, the like button. Check out the description for more information. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.